Hello friends, folks, and viewers. My name is Charles here at Nutrition 101 and of course at Jazz OCR Athlete on Instagram. So I am back. This is number 4 for this series, my elite athlete tips and secrets. All right, so let's move right on. So you got the first 3, right? So this one is actually one that you guys may know. It's fat as fuel, right? Instead of carbs. So why do we do that, right? So, well, for one, fat yields more calories per gram, right? So it's 9 calories per gram of fat, which is good, right? Because that means if you're out there doing a long distance event and you're running on carb fuel, which is only 4 calories per gram, what's going to last longer? Obviously the 9 calories per gram, right? Folks, I just want to be clear. Don't get it twisted. When I say eat fat, I don't mean go out and just eat all the cheese pizza you could eat and all the fried food and french fries. And no, I mean, we're talking good, healthy fats, right? A good assortment of good fats. And there's a bunch of information out there that'll tell you, any website, watch YouTube channels. I made a video on fat. There's just so much out there for you to find out how to eat fat. And now they call it keto, right? Keto everything. Keto's this, keto that, right? You can go to all these keto-friendly snacks and things like that, and you can find a whole slew of information on how to eat just fat and good, in a good way. And trust me, you won't regret it. You're gonna feel good. So if you're eating things like coconut, if you're eating things like, things rich in olive oil, if you're eating things like chia seeds, you're eating avocados, anything, nuts and seeds, all those kinds of things, post-race, the night before, you're going to be better off. And I'm not going to say you have to be in ketosis. Usually when I race, I'm in a kind of a temporary ketosis. I might just start eating only fats and a little bit of protein, a moderate amount of protein, and like very low carbs, just getting through vegetables, right? So I'm not doing any fruits, and I'm not going to do any sweets, obviously. No grains starting Wednesday, maybe even Thursday. And I'll just try to do predominantly fat. So now it really takes about 2 weeks to get into ketosis. And if you don't know what ketosis means, it means you're using fat as fuel all the time. So you're burning ketones instead of glucose. Glucose is your carb storage, right? That's your sugar stores, right? We deplete those very fast. Right? It doesn't take very long to deplete those. And that's what we call the carb crash, right? When you're running and long distance, you're doing a beast and you hit that wall, that's a carb crash. That means your body doesn't know what the hell's going on. It's just like, I need more freaking carbs. I need more carbs, right? So you're just feeding that, especially if it's gonna want more of what you just gave it. I need more carbs, right? And so your body's not used to burning fat as fuel. When you do get used to that, it becomes a lot easier. So it's a little bit of a struggle to not eat carbs for a couple of days, for example, except through vegetables. Like I'll eat spinach, kale, leafy greens mostly. I might do things like cucumbers, stuff like that, celery. But again, we're just doing 5% carbs really for 2 days, and it's like more like 60-70% fat, and the rest protein. And you could definitely do fatty protein, not lean protein. So you want to look more towards, 85% lean or maybe less. But so there are different ways you could play with it. Again, that's what's getting into being crafty and trying to sneak the good stuff into your diet. You have to just do a little research with that. But you have to just try to get more fat and just try to eat clean. Right? It's really about eating clean. And fat fuel is going to last a lot longer. It's going to feel a lot better when you hit that, what they call, if there is a fat crash at all. I usually don't crash during a race, and yes, I'm conditioned, so that's a big deal. But I'm also, eating right. I'm eating healthy. I'm eating a lot of fat, and I'm definitely fueling myself correctly, especially throughout the race. I make these coconut bars and with chia seeds that I eat before and during the race. If it's a really long distance race and I even have to eat, if it's something like a sprint or a super, or just shorter distances, I'm not eating anything. But something like a beast, something that's like 15 miles or above, yes, I'm gonna actually more than 8, I'll eat something. So that's what you have to consider, what you're going to take with you. You know, you don't want to have to bring a bunch of stuff in a backpack and carry a bunch of things. If you just eat efficiently and more correctly and train yourself, get your body used to burning fat and eating fat before a race, you'll be okay. You won't need to carry so much. And, you know, if you don't work on trying to get a formula, it'll never happen. So just take those steps little by little. Again, figure out your formula, figure out what works for you. But just think about what you're going to do beforehand. So check it out. Try to use fat for fuel, even if it's just for a few days. It'll be hard. You're going to be pacing around those couple of days in the kitchen because you're going to be feeding carbs. Once you get past those first couple of times and that hunger, those hunger pains subside, it's just going to be easier and easier. You got to remember, it takes 2 weeks to adjust to your palate, to adjust to new things, be it taking away or adding. Like let's just say I told you not to eat salt. It would take 2 weeks for your body, your palate to adjust to that. It takes 22 days to develop a habit. 22 days. So think about that. So if you're trying anything new in your diet plan, and I don't recommend really fad diets, I just recommend a good plan and good, healthy, wholesome food and intermittent fasting, obviously. But, you know, if you just do that, you're going to be okay. So try it out. Fat for fuel. Thank you again for tuning in. Charles here at Nutrition 101. Don't forget to subscribe with my channel. And of course, share this information because this is getting good. We're going to have some good ones coming up and I want you to miss it. So definitely hit the notification bell and you will see them as they come. Thank you again. I need more carbs.